Alright guys, we're back here at Emerald Coast. If you watched the video lately, you would have seen that we sandblasted the valve cover. In between sandblasting the valve cover, we got a lot of metal shards and stuff in the baffle, so right now we're just trying to drill it out, but I don't think I've seen anything on YouTube where somebody's drilled out the actual the baffle casings, you know, for the breather for crankcase pressure, so we're going to show you some of that right now. And here real quick, Kevin's over there welding again. Probably get up in his face, he'd probably get a little weird about it, but so far we've got all these drilled out, and we're just going to try it one step at a time, make sure we get one out before the other. But once you drill down so far, we should be able to pull this plate out and get it cleaned properly so that we don't send metal shavings to the entire engine, obviously, once it's all put back together. And this is what it looks like without it. If anybody knows what this is with this little plastic square piece in here, go ahead and give me a shout on the comments and let me know what you think that is. I have no idea what it is. It looks like a breather of some type. I have no idea. But hopefully we'll get you enough footage to show you how this is done properly. Alright, now we are back. If you were ever confused about how this is done, you just drill your rivets out. Make sure you go down far enough. And we took this simple little pick right here and kind of shoved it in the side, hammered it in there to kind of pry and step away from the glue. And once you do that, you're able to get in here. But this channel right here is an absolute mess. Okay, this channel is one of your big concerns, but your biggest one is these little gullies that you really can't see that well on camera, and there's just all kinds of junk up in there. And that's basically why we're doing this in general. We want to make sure that none of this goes through the new King bearings that we have put in it, and it is an absolute mess. There's a lot of sandblasting material, there's a lot of metal shavings in general, and we just want that to be perfection before we put this motor back together and go full retard and just send it. So we're going to do this one next, and the rivets are not done yet, but they are stamped. If you do the rivets, make sure you stamp yourself a little hole in the middle of them so it's easy to drill through them. And from there, it should be rather simple. I'll start these videos right after I do the drill through, and we can go from there so y'all can see bit by bit. What'd you do? Oh my gosh! It's okay. It's supposed to do that. Anyway, alright, I wanted to show you guys. Usually you'll get far enough down to the rivet to where you'll hear it start popping because it's catching on where they separate as the rivet is. And then you'll also know if you've gone down far enough if you feel like you kind of have to wiggle the drill bit back out like it's seated into the rivet. But that's an undone rivet, and that is a drilled through rivet. And giving you an example of what you're supposed to be doing here to get it out. Alright, got all these rivets done now. I'm about to start prying the whole unit just to get it out. Should be fairly simple now that we've gotten the other one out pretty well. So this will find out what happens. Get all this RTV excess out of the way so it's just easier to pry up in general. Should make it a decent walk in the park after that.
What are you doing?
Talking to the camera about the preventative measures. This one seems like it's going to be funner. Kevin, will you sing me Christmas songs?
What?
Will you sing Christmas songs?
No, why?
Why not? You gotta get into the Christmas spirit, man. There we go. There we go. It's coming along. Looks like that plastic piece I mentioned to you is actually like a thing.
What?
That piece, you didn't know what it was? It looks like it goes into a housing.
Oh, really?
Yep. Alright, we are nearly there. We'll show you. I'm not really familiar with that, but yeah, flip it over and see.
Not a valve.
No, it's definitely not a valve. I like how they added like an inch worth of fishnet.
Yeah, it's no valve. It's just a through hole.
That's weird. Just pry it up and lickety split. This side doesn't look as bad. What the fuck is the purpose of that?
To catch all that shit in there. That's what it
We
caught.
should wash that too.
That needs to be washed for sure. Look at all that shit that was underneath of it.
Let's get to washing. There you go. That's how you debaffle a valve cover. In real time. So pumped for this, man. Yes! Get this put back on, get it sprayed. Hopefully Mike Greg can get this label done for me so we can put Turbo Josh all over the valve cover. That's basically what it is. See some welding action. Wait, have you ever heard that welding can ruin a camera eye?
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, we finished up today. This thing looks brand new. Oh, look how beautiful that is. I mean, just smashing bezel. Look at that. I mean, I gotta get all this glue and stuff off, or this RGB, whatever you want to call it. I'm pressure wash that in there because that's not like metal, it's just goo. I don't really know what exactly it is. But, you know, just one step closer. We got the motor put in last night. And it's coming along. We got some new mounts in there, so there's a lot of things that we're kind of experimenting with and fiddle-faddling with because, as you know, changing stuff up once it actually goes back in is always just absolute fun. I think most enthusiasts know that on our behalf. But, you know, if you like this car, stay tuned in, and it's only a matter of time before we just do lots of burnouts and drift. But make sure if you are visiting for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe. There's a lot of how-tos on the channel, and I'll drop some more sub-links at the end so you can see some other stuff that we've done previously. But as far as, you know, the white hearse goes, we're getting very close. Like I said, just please like and subscribe, and that would help us out a lot. And we do appreciate you watching. Peace.